Everyone loves a good fireball. I certainly do, but there are 3 low-level spells that are overpowered and underused that you need to have. We're going to check out a 2nd level spell, which might be the most useful utility spell in the game. We're going to look at a 2nd level damage dealer, which takes out tanks. It's so good. And the 3rd one, well, it is so broken, so good, that I'm not even going to tease it. You're going to have to watch to the end of the video. Before we get into it, if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps our channel grow. And we've got a ton of content that we're sure you'll love. Pass without trace. Pass without trace is insane. It's a 2nd level spell that basically grants a 3rd level spellcaster group invisibility. The rules are simple. The caster can choose anyone they want within 30 feet and give them +10 on their stealth rolls. Wait, did you hear what I just said? A 30-foot radius. You can fit 100 creatures in a 30-foot radius, and every single one of them gets +10 to their stealth roll. It is broken. To understand how good this spell is, first let's understand how stealth works in Dungeons & Dragons in non-combat situations. Basically, if you're trying to sneak past someone, your stealth roll needs to exceed your opponent's passive perception, if they don't know you're there, or their perception roll if they're actively looking for you. Let's say we have a humble 3rd level party trying to sneak past opponents that have a passive perception of 12. Now, that's a huge number of the monsters in the monster manual. It includes guards, ogres, banshees, cyclops sentries, chain devils, and heaps more. A standard rogue would only fail if they rolled a nat 1. And an ordinary villager with no modification pluses on their stealth would have a 90% chance of success. And even a cleric with terrible dexterity wearing heavy armor would have a 72% chance of success. And if they cast guidance on themselves, that would go up to 80%, maybe even 90%. It is crazy good. And rogues that use Pass Without Trace just become superheroes. A 1st level rogue in a Pass Without Trace bubble has a +17 on their stealth roll. If they tried to get past one of the most perceptive monsters in the game, an ancient red dragon, that 1st level character would have a 45% chance of success. Insane. Broken spell number 2, heat metal. I honestly have no idea why more bards and druids don't use heat metal all the time. It is a tank killer. The rules are simple. You cast it on a manufactured metal item like a weapon or a suit of armor, and the character that's holding or wearing that object takes 2d8 fire damage automatically. No saving throw, no to hit, they just take it. And then, as long as you maintain concentration, you can, as a bonus action on subsequent turns, inflict an additional 2d8 damage automatically for up to a minute. Wait, did you notice that I said it's a bonus action in subsequent turns? That means that you can still have your action to do a weapon attack or a cantrip or hide. It's especially good at breaking concentration spells that pesky clerics are casting. Those guys are almost always wearing heavy armor. To maximize the usefulness of the spell, make sure you cast it on the toughest armor-wearing creature at the very beginning of the combat, then maintain distance and use cantrips like Vicious Mockery from a distance and try not to get hit. By the way, heat metal is totally worth upcasting to 3rd level. It means you do on average 14 hit points of automatic damage every turn. That's 140 hit points damage over a minute, and you still get to do actions on top of that every turn. Number 3, broken low-level D&D spells, Leomund's Tiny Hut. This spell is so broken. If you're a wizard and you don't have this spell, you really need to get it. It's basically a 10-foot square force field that you can cast as a 5th level character. It was originally created to give a cozy place that the party can rest in unpleasant environments, but there is so much more you can do with it. Here's how it works. When it's cast, a 10-foot emanation springs up around the caster. Creatures and objects that are within the hut when it's cast, this includes your weapons, can move freely in and out of the hut. Creatures and objects outside of the hut cannot enter it at all. Spells level 3 and lower, plus their effects, cannot go through the hut, either from inside out or outside in. It is transparent from the inside and opaque from the outside. It does not take concentration, and it lasts 8 hours. Check out how broken this spell is. Put a rogue inside the hut with you. Every single one of their attacks will be at advantage and have sneak attack because the hut is opaque from the outside, so they will have total cover. Melee fighters with a reach weapon can stay inside the hut and stab, stab, stab anyone who gets too close, or they just step outside, attack, attack with their reach weapon, no opportunity attacks, and step back in. Similarly, spellcasters step outside the hut, blast, 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 step back into the hut. And because no objects can enter the hut, anyone inside the hut will be immune to damage. Another great use of Leomund's tiny hut is blocking passages. Stick it at the mouth of a dungeon and nothing's coming in or out. Misty Step can't even get into it because Leomund's tiny hut is opaque from the outside, and Misty Step you need to see where you're going to teleport. Is it invincible? No. A Dispel magic spell will get rid of it in a moment. But honestly, how many enemies that a D&D party comes up against has Dispel magic primed and ready to go? For all its overpowered uses, it does have some limitations. First of all, it takes 1 minute to cast and you might not have a spare minute. Secondly, the hut disappears if the caster steps out of it, so the caster is kind of stuck in there. And thirdly, because 3rd level and below spells can't go through it, it means that the caster has to cast 4th level spells and above, or do non-spelly magic things inside the hut, which does reduce the options that you have. Basically, you're creating a situation that will make your group unbeatable, but you're sacrificing some of the options that the caster themselves has. On a side note, it says that creatures, objects, and spells levels 3rd and below can't go through it, but it doesn't specify whether creature abilities go through it. For example, does Dragon's Breath go through it? Probably. What about Gorgon's Breath weapon or the Fear Aura of a Devil? Probably as well. I'm assuming that if the rules don't say that it does stop them, then it doesn't stop them. Does that make sense? Anyway, ultimately, it's up to the dungeon master of your group to make a ruling. So there are 3 low-leveled, overpowered spells for you to try. Which one did you like best? And leave in the comments thoughts on other overpowered spells that you suggest, other than Fireball. If you want to see Pass Without Trace in action, check out Frank in the Dice Legenz series, The Hunted of Kalnur. Hey, look at these Patreon supporters. Thanks, guys. If you're not a Patreon supporter yet and you want to support our channel, head to the link in the video description below and become one. We really appreciate it. Catch you next time.